Hi everyone and welcome to this week's WARNO dev blog. Today we have our Milestone Ney preview. This is obviously based on the legendary Napoleonic Marshal Michael Ney of 1812 fame. I'm sorry I'm not quite putting the French accent on that. I won't embarrass myself by trying to do so. Anyhow, the main point of this blog is to introduce the new division. So first up is the 8th US Infantry Division Mechanized. Although an American Mechanized Infantry Division, the 8th US Infantry Division is built from the same composition of infantry and tank battalions as an armored division. It is in a different ratio though, deploying more infantry, and in terms of WARNO gameplay, this battle group features more and cheaper infantry slots and fewer, more expensive tank slots compared to the 3rd Armored Division. The new American formation doesn't use the Bradley IFVs. Instead, its soldiers rely completely on the more vulnerable M113A3 armored personnel carriers. But they're also more spacious, and this means there are no fire teams, but they are fully equipped mech rifle squads. These can either be deployed with a Dragon 2 ATGM, the same as now found in low numbers in the 3rd Armored, or as a lighter squad fielding a Law, but are transported to the battlefield with an M113A Dragon variant, which carries both a 50 cal machine gun and a Dragon 2 ATGM. The latest main battle tanks were destined for the 3rd Armored Division, with the 8th US Infantry Division relying more on the old M1 Abrams, with only a few M1A1s available, and certainly no M1A1HAs. One of the division's tank battalions even kept their M60A3 pattern up to the war year of 1989, and thus this tank will therefore be available. In the artillery tab, the division will also have more choice compared to the armoured predecessor, being able to field the M125 81mm self-propelled mortars and the M110A2 heavy self-propelled 203mm howitzer. The Recon tab introduces the Rangers LRRP, an elite recon squad available with both trucks and helos as transport options. The rotary wing of the 8th Infantry Division is completely filled with Bell AH-1 Cobras, meaning no Apaches. Looking to the skies, the aircraft include the ubiquitous F-16 Fighting Falcon, with various loadout variants including a fighter and cluster bomber. There will also be an improved F-11F as a tactical bomber, and also an EF-111 Raven seedplane. And finally, not forgetting the Germans. In the event of a Soviet invasion in WARNO, the 8th US Infantry Division would have immediately detached one of its own tank battalions to reinforce the 11th Armored Cavalry to delay the offensive. To make up for this, the West German territorial troops, this means they have locked veterancy and only basic trucks as transports, in the form of Jaeger Battalion, would be seconded to the Americans. The German units and support weapons are spread out over several categories. The 8th US Infantry Division will be the first time you get to play with some of the German units, including, with the Infantry tab, the Jaeger Fuhr Commander, the Jaeger Light Infantry, and the Heimatsuchen Home Guard. Recon will have the Jaeger Aufklärung, which is a heavy scout squad. They will also have the Falrak Red Eye Manpad team, the Alpha Jet Light Bomber, and in the future further German units will be added, which will include the Milan F1, the Kann Jagdpanzer, and the 120mm mortar, etc, etc. Something tells me they haven't quite decided what else they're going to add later yet. Then we move on to the 39th Guards Motorized Rifle Division in-game. Being at the forefront of the Cold War, the 39th Guards Motorized Rifle Division would be part of any invasion and march into West Germany as one of the first Soviet divisions. This formation is equipped with the usual complement of T-80 main battle tanks. Its infantry battalions were roughly equally distributed, 3 each between BMP-1, BMP-2 and BMP-3s, and the BTR-60. In the logistics category, the division receives extra command unit with a fast armoured BTR-60 PBK. You will also get to play with the supply Mi-8TZ helicopter. No new infantry squads or teams, but there will be more BTR-60 PB APCs as fast transports, as well as the latest Soviet IFVs, the BMP-3, to counter the American Bradley. The BM-27 Uragan can also be deployed as a new artillery unit. Although the tank tab loses its T-80U variant, it introduces the efficient MTLB Sturm S self-propelled ATGM carrier. The division's anti-aircraft forces see the Tunguska replaced with the iconic ZSU-23-4M3 Berusa? I'm probably not pronouncing that right, but also known by its older variant name of the Shilka. They also received the BRDM-2 Strela 1 Light SAM unit, and just in 1989 the divisional helicopter squadron was increased to a regiment, providing them with much more helicopter support than another division. In-game this means more and cheaper slots, as well as a slew of new Mi-8s and Mi-24s with a variety of loadouts. And just as with the NATO forces, we are saying again hello to the Germans. The 39th Motorized Rifle Division gets some help from its own local German allies. With the proximity of the inner German border, the East German Grenztruppen or Border Guards units will be featured, including the UAZ 469 SPG-9, a fire support jeep, the Recon Grenzer, Recon Infantry, and the MiG-23 MF fighter, and finally the Su-22M-4 ground attack planes. Now of course there is one more thing coming in this milestone, and that is the new 10v10 map. Loop will be the 5th map delivered to the community since launch in early access, and this map is designed for intense 10v10 battles covering a surface area of 90 square kilometers. Loop is made up of a large river splitting into smaller channels with a peninsula in between. This area contains 4 command zones which need to be captured to control the battlefield. The river first flows close to one side's deployment zone, then moves away, acting as a real bisector of the map. Then it closes on the opposite side's deployment zone, and its layout creates many unique smaller battlefields. It will be up to each commander to select its attack lane depending on the battle group and planned strategy. Urban or industrial areas have been distributed evenly over the map, and these have a high tactical value, whether they are in a command zone or not, and players will have to take them into account to achieve victory. Regarding the map's topology, it is made up of 3 central plateaus. Keep in mind that plateaus bring the defender a major advantage, therefore the one holding the center will be able to defend more easily. They leave us by saying they're eager to watch the first replays of battles on the new map. And that's the end of this week's devblog. Nice to get some more information about the new divisions and also the map that is upcoming. It would have been nice perhaps to get a top-down view of the entire map, but I guess we're going to be waiting for that a little bit longer. Well, that's it for this week's devblog video. Do stay tuned to the channel for more WARNO videos, and please as always like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you all soon.